This is take 3 of my Palladium grab bag opening. My daughter keeps coming up, so she's watching the iPad in the background. So if you hear her, we're just going to keep going through because I've gotten through the first few items and it's hard to act surprised the third time through. So the first thing I got was a Merry Christmas from the Coalition States t-shirt, which will be a fun thing to wear. And then I got a copy of Sonic Boom, and I like the Riffs Fiction. I've never read these. This is traditionally something I'd want on like my Kindle, but I don't think it's actually on the Kindle, so this will be neat. And then I always wanted these bookmarks, but they're not something to actually order. And kind of one of the neat things about these grab bags is because I'm able to kind of put a list of things I'd like together, I can add these things like the bookmarks and not feel like I'm really spending money because you get a mixture of things. Then I got some Savage World bookmarks, and I'm not actually a huge fan of the Savage Riffs just because I think the Palladium artists and the artwork is a lot better. I'm not a big fan of the Savage World's kind of art style as much. Then I got my packing slip and the Palladium Open House, which I am going to. I'll be there Thursday night for the VIP session and then all weekend. And then my, oh, okay. This is the information about different items you can get and how the grab bags work. I got 7 maps, and I'm hoping these are all for Palladium Fantasy. Because, well, and that's kind of neat. Kevin signed them all in silver. You can see that. Then I got this map of the Wolfen territories for Palladium Fantasy. Palladium Fantasy is actually my favorite game Palladium puts out. And I'm going to get this framed, and it's going to go in my game room. I also got Fear the Reaper, which is the source book number 4 for Dead Rain. And we actually just got into Dead Rain with my group this past Halloween. And I'm sure you could run Dead Rain as a traditional campaign, but we always like to do it, or we're going to start doing it around Halloween for a few weeks as kind of a break from our normal Palladium Fantasy or Rifts campaigns. And then I got another copy of Monsters and Animals. I was actually still using the first edition, so it'll be kind of neat to get the second edition of this. And I actually ended up ordering 3 grab bags. I know Evan ordered, I think 3 or 4, and I kind of didn't want to be outnumbered. I got the Riffs Adventure source books, Mercenary Adventures. Riffs Merktown. Byzantium for Palladium Fantasy. Look at that cover. Palladium has some of the best artists in all of fantasy or tabletop gaming. Look at that. That's really cool. And then Adventures on the High Seas. I have the first edition of this, but again, I'm trying to get a collection of everything, and I'll be neat because we actually run second edition for our bi-weekly Palladium Fantasy campaign. But I still use some of the first edition source books because they're pretty interchangeable. I've never had an issue using first edition with second edition Palladium Fantasy. Then finally, Island at the Edge of the World. Never had this, so this would be neat to read. I got Riffs England. So I actually started playing Riffs back in the 90s, and the first Riffs books I got was Mercenary, so whenever that came out. but I kind of want to get the whole line. And I didn't have Riffs England. And then Riffs Lemuria. I got Riffs Hell Followed, which I thought I got last year with one of my grab bags, but I went through my whole library and I didn't have it. So now I actually think I have the complete Dead Rain line. So that'll be a lot of fun when we actually run that next fall. And then finally I asked for Heroes Unlimited. I like comic books, but I've never been a huge fan of superhero role-playing. So I've never actually picked this up, but with the Palladium open house next year, which I'm going to, I think it'd be kind of neat to run in a, sit down and actually play it. So this was my, the game I'd like to try. So 3 grab bags, I think, is about $150. So I'm at 27. Uh, 21, so we're at what? 48? 25, so we're at 73. We're at 95. We're at 106. 10, 131. 155. 175. 187, 188. 210. 13, so we're at 225. 250 plus the, I don't know really how to value the art. To me, I love getting artwork and maps, so I put a lot of value on these. And I got 7 maps plus the poster and the t-shirt, so I easily doubled my money. And like I said, with the bookmarks, these are things I wouldn't ordinarily pick up. But in these grab bags every year, I always like throwing these fun things in there because I'm able to expand my collection and get things I wouldn't normally purchase. So, again, these are great value. And what's really neat is if you watch people, it's not just old back stock that they're trying to get rid of. You're getting people that are getting the, Secrets of the Atlanteans, which is a brand new book, or the new Nightbane book. You get new stuff, you get old stuff, you get a mix of fun things, shirts. So this is a great deal. So here's kind of what I got, and I don't think I'm going to get any more. I might get one more between now and the end of the time, but I always like to save this, for every year. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.